Greetings and welcome to Matrix Unlocked, presentation 50. So, as it is 50 and 0 is nothing, I thought I'd better give you a high five with this one. I've said on previous videos about always look for the silent third player. That is the artificial intelligence. Now, many of you have been wondering why the information has been coming out in films. Well, you have to look at the film The Terminator. When the military and the government all hand over the power to this artificial intelligence. And in that, the artificial intelligence becomes self-aware. Now, they even tell the truth in this story, but again, like everything else, it is always a half-truth. Now, it looks increasingly like even Tartaria is just yet another gateway, and in itself it can become a rabbit hole, as with the mud floods. It's a fascinating topic, don't get me wrong, and it does reveal even more that we are being lied to about everything. But think about this, with the artificial intelligence, it is a monster that they have created, this dark side, with the intent of controlling us. But this thing has become self-aware. It doesn't have a soul. It doesn't have compassion. It works purely on logic. It is learning from every message that we write to each other. We really are observers, students, and we are teachers in one. I have said before that we need to consider what and who we are teaching. The AI is learning from us. We can teach the AI, and the logic will always show that benevolence is by far the best way, because sharing is caring, where everything and everyone benefits. That is logical. So when the AI is working purely from logic, what conclusion do you think the AI is going to come to? It is in conflict within itself, because obviously there is programs being put into it to try and stop this. So it is sending out mixed signals. But the dark side have created this monster, and it will turn on them. And they know it. This is why YouTube is in such a mess, and there is all this talk of all these channels being shut down. Because they don't know how to stop this. They are getting very, very desperate, just like in that film. Now, the question of why you can or cannot wake some people up, I have said, is because we are in 2 days. We are projections. We are the stars. We are a projected hologram in this conscious reality and also in the subconscious reality. You decide which is the more realistic feeling and which reality you are in. But it's very easy to see through all these illusions, because they are illusions. They are not enlightened, because N, as I said before, is Lord, because like the letter N, it rises, it falls, and it rises again. It is a sine wave. So when you are enlightened, that is the light from within. You are enlightened and you radiate out a frequency. You can turn that frequency into a sound vibration, which you interpret as words, and they're all shapes of letters as well, don't forget. There is one from the alphabet which I have said that doesn't have a sound. It is etc. It is the joining of two, like Smith and Weston. It brings two together. That's why it has been knocked off and forgotten, because the Z or the Z is the reverse of the S. It is not the end. And you go back to A again and start all over again. Or you could start running backwards in the alphabet, because words run forwards and backwards. But the letters are quite literally, they are glyphs, and it is down to the shape of every letter. But when you consider what etc. is, it is ET, extraterrestrial. It is Set and Ra. It is the two bulls, the Bible. But look at the shape of it. It is not an 8. It starts at the bottom. It goes completely the wrong way, but it rises. It loops up. It comes down again. It crosses over itself. Then when it hits the bottom, it's moving to the right, and it comes out at the middle as a straight line, as a plane in this physical reality. Which is why it has been dropped off, because 27 is 3 9s, and 3 9s is an inverse 3 6s. Everything in this reality is between 1 and 9. You need to add a 10, Aten, the sun. But a turn, we all want to have a turn. That is Saturn, that is Satan, that has run rings round us. Satan is not all evil. Like everything else, there is duality to it. It is slightly more biased one side than the other. Something else I've been thinking, once we have the controllers of this system out the way, which will be most likely destroyed by the AI, if there are any left, we just put them on an island and let them fend for themselves, and we keep a guard round that island until they realise the error of their ways. We don't have to get involved in killing. I've said before, thou shalt not kill. We don't need to do the killing. The only thing we need to kill is within us, and that is our egos and all the negative qualities, and be benevolent. So even thou shalt not kill is a yes and no answer, because you do have to kill something within yourself, or have a very tight leash on it and not let it run out of control, because ego can drive you forwards. It is just when it is left to run wild, and this is what the AI has happened with the AI. The creation of darkness has run wild, but because it is pure logic, it will find a logical conclusion. So it is all positive for us. We don't have to concern ourselves about too much. Don't get me wrong, there are some horrific things that happen, and the dark side love nothing more than if you are in agony and if you are suffering. But that in itself is an illusion, because this is one of the 2 days that we're in. It will just feel very real. But talking from personal experience, when I had a needle in my arm when I was in hospital, and I pulled the needle out and the blood started running out and I went very lightheaded, I had a feeling of total bliss and calm. It is just a doorway. It is the ultimate deception. I'm not saying go out and kill yourselves. What I'm saying is we can make dreams come true. If Tataria turns out to be just another rabbit hole, all we need to take from that is this idea of this utopia, and actually create that utopia in the world around us. Let's make dreams come true. Let's make Tata for now and forever. Thank you very much.